in the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out in my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support, bruh. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like bro.
We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Miami Dolphins. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This is fielded a couple yards deep, and he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 20. Three-yard line.
Here we go. 280! I'm going to run you over.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Go. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. 10 yards up.
Right? Threw the ball on 1st down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
On 2nd down, it's Howard. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are. Stay with who you know.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Charles Harris showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now Howard. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
It's just me and you.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And now a high kick trying to pin them back. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
White 80! All down, baby, all down. Check. Lucky.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. He's got a first down past the 30. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Watch the ship. Switch. Regular. Switch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 2nd and 9, Fitzpatrick. Throw left side complete. It's Grant. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jakeem Grant, 66 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fitzpatrick got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
White 80. 53 is the mark. You. Kill.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Back.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like...
And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They go counter with Howard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A good run by Jordan Howard, and now another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
Mike.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. This is Howard on 2nd down. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Here's Wentz to throw. This is caught by Jackson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he's taken down inside the 30. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw is Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
At the Eagles' 36-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Check me out, check me out. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check, crunch.
Now a handoff here to his running back. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 5 now. Fitzpatrick, and he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A big pickup there for the Eagles first down, 18 yards.
That's good for the Eagles first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Wentz. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Powers through. Breaks free again.
We got this. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Check.
Toss play to Balaj. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Now Fitzpatrick. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Brandon Graham applying the heat off the edge. Well, they only had a yard to go. They try to pass the football. Defense blitz. Defense got there.
Yeah, I think on this one, this is probably good scouting, understanding a few tendencies, and figuring out that, hey, they may take a shot, and they dialed up the pressure and got to him.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have the football at the 20-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10. On the toss play, Howard. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Wentz going to throw. It's caught by Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Sunday. 81. Hey, wahoo!
Throwing now is Wentz. He'll hit Jackson complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident and keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Throwing is Wentz. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Taco Charlton. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. It's 2nd and goal. Back to the 8-yard line now. They run the counter. It's Howard. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive, because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, but they also have to be smart about it as well, because one mistake can turn into 6 points.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Let's go, let's go.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nigel Bradham flying in and laying the lumber defensively. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. On the return, Jackson. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball. And we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. That's caught by Jackson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 24 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wentz now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against the secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now, Wentz again. And that's complete to Sanders. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for two here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Dolphin first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
We taking wins on it. Check 15, check 15. Check. Fresno.
They'll run it now out of the gun. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now Fitzpatrick. They're complete. This is Albert Wilson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10.
Wide, get wide. Tight up. PPP.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Again, it's Balaj. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Slam. Check it out.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to almost certainly win the football game. Sanders' kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. One final try now for Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair. Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.